Squirm Squad, we have a queen to kill.
We're on a tropical island. I want to take a vacation.
After we save the world, Private.
These are not the Destiny Island lives.
We got a father to save and a queen to kill.
Well, I mean, see, I don't see Goofy anywhere here.
He's not native. You should be saying something like Tidus, Waka, or Selfie.
Well, again, I've only ever played the first one anyway, yeah, so... Well, first Kingdom Hearts, I should say.
There you go, see, Baird, there you go, see, Tim? Yeah. You can do a lot. There you go, Tim. It's like they addressed your comment. There you go. He's no longer a glorified door opener. There you go, see?
Cool.
So basically, Jack, from this point on for the rest of the game, he has a stun gun, so he can help out during fights, basically.
Yep.
Well, fuck that, I got a chainsaw.
Chainsaw gun.
He gets a lot more tools in the new Jack from Gears 5 is the one who primarily gets a lot more tools, and you can even use them in the multiplayer and everything. So,
I mean, for the purpose of this game, I think it's fine because basically, Baird is just tinkering with the technology of the Jack models and coming up with this stuff, but by the time of the newer games, since there's a bit of a time gap, I can imagine he has made progress enough to weaponize it more.
Yeah, about 20 years around there.
Which will beg the question instead on why, in that case, doesn't the human army invest more in robotics? Proper army, all these things.
They do too, actually. We'll talk about that when we get to Gears 4.
Alright, since throughout these playthroughs we've been talking about other Microsoft IPs, I wanted to mention the Microsoft IP I'm more familiar with.
Flight Simulator.
Forza?
No, Flight Simulator. Joe, I'm more of a Gran Turismo fan in regards to those kinds of games. But have you seen the minimum system requirements for the game on PC?
It's a new release, so of course it's gonna be high specs in terms of.
But 150 gig.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's the problem.
That's the space. What you really need to look for is the RAM required and the graphic processor.
Well, it says minimum you need 8 gig, and
which is the normal standard of every new PC.
I mean, on my laptop, I don't even have 150 gigabytes space at all anyway, even if I got rid of everything. So the only way I'm going to get to be able to play Flight Simulator is if I got an Xbox One, and no way I'm doing that.
I mean, it could theoretically fit in terms of space of mine, since my hard disk is 1 terabyte, so it's not too much.
I'd have to hope I win a competition and win a gaming PC.
But these specs are still, for like these are still too high. I'm still running on a paltry 4 gigabytes of RAM, so most of newly released are just, unavailable for me. That's why I couldn't play, for example, Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, which I really wanted when it came out, but unfortunately, I'm just that behind.
If I win a gaming PC in a competition or something, I'd get it.
My laptop has 8 gigabytes of RAM, so for most games, I'm usually good and in the clear on that. The only issue I sometimes have is that I do have to manage which games I'm going to have installed and which I will have uninstalled, because, man, they can take up a lot of space here and there.
Obviously.
On my...
A lot of it can come down to optimization, though. That is part of an issue with a lot of PC games, is that a lot of companies don't take the proper time.
Jesus.
Or maybe...
on the PC gaming... Sorry.
It's either that, Jova, or maybe they don't retool things to operate better, because a very good example is the PC version of Final Fantasy XIII, where instead of having the CG cutscenes have 2 audio tracks, the English and the Japanese one, instead because remember, like the cutscenes in Final Fantasy XIII were altered so that the lip sync would be tailored to the American dubbing.
Yeah.
And do not even get me started on the PC version of Arkham Knight when that first came out.
Hold on, let me finish though. But because the PC version has dual audio, the game includes 2 versions of every single cutscene in the entire game, not just the CGI ones. Every single cutscene, and they can't just have the dual audio aspect. They can't just have 2 audio tracks. No, they need to have 2 versions of every single cutscene because each of those scenes has different lip syncing, and as a result, Final Fantasy 14 on PC is huge. It's fucking huge size.
Hey, I was gonna say, speaking of games running on PC, I tried playing Red Faction through Steam recently on my PC, and no matter what I do, it just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
That may be instead the other problem is that with new re-release versions of the operative system, older games may be difficult to play unless you're using a specific program like SCUMB or DOSBox. But the Red Faction, I think, should be a game that's more easier to. But whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know the specs of it anyway. So.
I mean, Half-Life still works.
I
Nothing
don't
wrong with
know.
the game.
Teo, do we know if 13.2 did that thing as well?
I don't know.
I know Lightning Returns didn't, because Lightning Returns always had dual audio from the beginning.
Yeah.
But I don't know if 13.2.
Oh, who's a cutie?
13.2's dual audio most likely is just like a traditional dub, they didn't bother making new versions of the cutscenes, most likely, considering the game had a lower budget and a way shorter development period.
Well, I know that among the 3, Lightning Returns was the most disastrous of the ports, surprisingly. I guess it was just that rush that the coding for the PC version was terrible.
From what I've heard, Lightning Returns was hardly the stellar example of smooth to begin with.
No, it isn't.
True. And they made it even worse on the PC version, apparently.
It took Durante to fix it in like an hour.
Figures.
We've taken out the catapult and the gas barges.
All right.
Now it's turning like into the Battleship video game, where you have to spend like 4 identical missions in destroying, jamming devices that don't allow your fleet to position.
Alright, so basically, Jova, since you really like that little bit of visual storytelling in that cave in the climax of Uncharted 4, I think you're gonna like this one too. The Gears 3 does the similar thing here in this part. Notice the watches of blood on the walls and the gunshots.
Let's take a look out on the balcony. Such a good calming view.
So what exactly happened here?
So it looks like a hotel.
Oh yeah, we know that.
No, Luigi's Mansion 4 took a very dark turn than I thought.
Unless it's another medical facility like in the last game. You remember that pleasant place, right, Tio?
Yeah.
With the ever so friendly and totally not creepy AI guy.
Let's see what's in here.
Oh.
Apparently it's locked.
Good effort, but that didn't really do much, Marcus.
Alright, let's continue then.
Oh, there's a tree. Oh, several bodies hanged. Wait, seriously?
Hard to say. I can't tell whether their coats were white or not.
Thanks, Bird.
The last con base.
Yeah, just because they wear white coats doesn't mean they're scientists.
Like Prescott evacuated your father?
Yeah. Dad, it looks like they've killed everyone.
I think
But-
I was the only human they needed alive.
But that's not really in the style of the Locusts. They don't hang people. They're more like they brutalize them.
Where are we?
Teo, like Teo, maybe they've gotten to a point where they're just so thirsty for blood that they gone nuts.
Think about it, Tio. Maybe there's something personal.
Oh, okay. Hello, Virgin Mary.
Huh.
or whatever Sarah's equivalent of it is.
Ah, the Virgin Mary statue has blood on it. Symbolic.
Well, it's not in from the eyes that drove us, so there's that, I guess.
Alright, this is yet another moment where apparently, because the game sometimes, what the Marcus specifically says, let's try not to get noticed. Sometimes I'll say that line. So the game is apparently telling me that I can potentially stealth a bit in this, but I can't quite figure out how. And there goes, yeah, I got noticed. Yeah, it even says they've seen us. So how exactly do I not get seen? I don't understand how the hell stealth is supposed to work in this game.
I think the idea, okay, the problem was was that you were crouching around there where they could spot you. Whereas the idea would have been to sneak first up the stairs,
Or behind the statue, I guess.
I get the game didn't make that clear though. Like I wish the game would make this a bit more clear. Like I don't really.
I mean, to be fair, Marcus says let's try not to be spotted. So the idea is to just try not to be spotted. That doesn't mean that it's required stealth, though.
No, I get that. I'm not saying it's required. I'm just saying I wish the game would convey how the stealth works a bit better, because I never really know what I'm supposed to do.
Oh. Okay, usually battle common sense with stealth is like this. If you can see the enemies, they can see you, of course, but also try to be as far away from the enemies as possible if you're trying to stealth them. In that sense where, like I said, you were at the balcony there where they could see you from. So I think the idea is to, not go near that balcony ever, unless you wanted to get spotted.
I mean, Gears 5 tries to go a bit more forward with this, but all it really did was add a stealth kill option. And even then it doesn't work that great. But whatever.
How interesting.
You were saying, Teo? Sorry?
No, I'm checking here a guide on GameFAQs if it points out the correct way to stealth way through. There is a collectible that you can get by being stealthy in a particular section, chapter 3, forced entry. I think it's in Act 1, no, Act 2, sorry. But for now, it just said if you go slow, you can usually sneak up on the enemy. If you tip them off, you can maintain your stealth approach as long as you don't allow any grabs to get near in that particular area you go in. So I get the idea that as long as you don't trigger the tunnel vision of the enemies, you can potentially just move quietly and be good with it. Let me check.
All right, another part.
I don't know.
Look at that statue.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm gonna side with him. It's not like the recordings are gonna do any good anyway. You might as well just say, please make sure you don't do something that will make you all die.
Professor,
Like it says it after.
Oh, this is important.
Ah, Baird, yes. Prescott mentioned you. Think of it as a neutron bomb without the blast. One that only kills Lambent self. In all
How convenient.
That's neat.
Looking forward to that.
Oh, let me guess. Right before they set off the bomb, he realizes, oh crap, it's gonna kill them, but then it's too
Someone
late.
set up as the bomb. No, what I think is that the Queen is, forcing him to build a version that neutralizes also the only the humans, other than the emotion.
Mm-hmm. Basically, that bomb that he's building is, like Teo said, based on emotion itself. Which remember, it's the life and blood of the Lambent. So, and this bomb apparently destroys everything related to emotion cells, meaning it will destroy meaning when it does go off, the ray, because it's not an explosive type of bomb. It's more like a big wave.
Think of it like a bio bomb.
Yeah, it's more like a bio bomb, and it kills anything that's a Lambent. Basically, that's basically it.
And it will also get rid of Lambent cells in an organism. So if you've been infected, congrats! As long as you're not too far gone, you'll consider it a nice free healing.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Any person that has been infected with emotion will get cured because of it.
It's one of the most healthiest kinds of bombs, provided you're not a Lambent.
Mm-hmm. Well, as far as the queen is concerned, that's perfectly fine since the Lambent are her worst enemies.
Yeah.
There we go.
No, please, by all means, try harder.
Oh, you just had to say it.
Yeah,
Well-
thank you, Joe.
Well, now the door's open for us to get through.
Alright.
Jova,
Open it up themselves.
Jova, stop. You'll probably end up saying the enemy will blow themselves up, and they do, but they end up taking us out in the process.
Well, that's your cue to take them out before they reach us.
But no,
Well,
yeah. But no, yes. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Sorry, go on.
But no, yes, Teo, yeah, don't worry. By the time we reach to Gears 4, 20 years later, we'll introduce robots. They're lame robots, but they're robots, I guess.
Everything's cool with robots, right?
Well, don't worry, I can say this. This doesn't spoil anything. Basically, Teo, it forgot the first... more like... Yeah. Forgot pretty much the first 2 acts and a half. Sorry. The first... the one act and a half of the first one act of in the first half of the second act, we're not fighting any kind of living beings. We're just fighting robot sentinels, and they're not really all that cool. And they're nowhere near as cool as the Locusts are as enemies are concerned. They just look like generic robots, you know.
You like your enemies bland and steel? Gears 4 has got you covered.
It comes across as an excuse to... I get it. Okay. In the interest of fairness, I get it. That's because at the beginning of the game, we're not fighting any major threat. We're just trying to infiltrate a human settlement, meaning... So, of course, there's guard robots in there. So, okay, I get that. I just think the DBs, that's their name, DBs, are not particularly... they try to have an equivalent, like there's a ticker equivalent of the DBs and stuff like that. They try to have something like that, but it's nowhere near as cool. Oh, look at that, airship. Alright, and there's a catapult in there, conveniently so we can take it down.
Unfortunately, there may be a bit of an onslaught.
And an armored Cantus, of course.
Whoopsie!
Okay, guys, don't worry. I've got a plan. We'll take our remote bomb detonators. Sneak around the enemy. Put them on the back, on front of the machines that are attacking us, and then press the button, and they'll all blow up.
That's easier said than done, given the terrain.
Well, there's plenty of cover. There's all the tall walls and, the bodies of our enemies. What, do you guys have any better ideas?
No.
I mean, look at these guys. They're heavily armored.
Just shooting the enemies so far is managing to work.
I know it sounds weird coming from me, but just shooting the enemies all the time is going to be the only... I think we have to go on this quest.
I think Teo, I think Dwibs is seriously sick. I think you might want to check him out, see if everything's okay, because he's clearly not well by saying that.
He's talking about taking things a more stealthy way rather than guns ablaze.
No, not necessarily stealthy, because at some point you're just going to have to run in and hope that you can survive long enough to put the bomb on the thing. But if you do and it works, then great. I'm not totally ill.
Sure.
It's not
totally.
Also, it's not completely shooting. There's also sawing.
Yes, like this.
Yep.
There you go. See.
You know, when we're done with this, you're going to need a long shower to get rid of all that blood on you.
Oh, remember, we already did that in Gears 2. Remember when we killed the worm from inside it, and when we were full of its blood
and guts.
Wasn't exactly pretty.
We literally had to wait until the rain came to shower us too.
Okay, in fact, that's what I'll do. when we get rid of these monsters and when we launch a new world order, the first thing I'll do is make it so that all citizens are required by law to take a shower to remove any last remnants of alien creature on them.
Okay.
Well, remember, Dwibs. Technically, actually, there's the Locusts. Remember, the Locusts were created in that facility that we explored with the AI in Gears 2. So we know that they're not aliens. They're actually beings created by human scientists. So.
Not alive. Oh Jesus, no.
We'll get more into that in Gears 5 anyway. So.
Well, everything should be smooth sailing from here.
Or maybe not.
Oh, great! We got the tentacle monsters in.
Well,
Spoilers, it's about to get worse.
Well, Dibs, again goes back to what I always say. If it was easy, then it wouldn't be a very exciting climax, now would it?
The bomb works.
I'm pretty sure there have been. Well, try telling that to Iron Man 2.
Well, that's Iron Man 2. I'm talking about climaxes that actually are exciting. Yeah.
I mean, come on, the final battle would make you
like for example, imagine if at the end of Endgame, Captain America managed to just easily defeat Thanos with Mjolnir. Like there was no need for the rescued Avengers who got saved thanks to the Hulk snap to come in and help. Like that would be kind of anticlimactic now, wouldn't it?
I wonder how some people. I wonder if that's how some people feel towards. The how it should have ended series, like half the MCU ones in that, like even that scene where the big final battle with the two armies, one of their alternate ending ideas was just to have one of the guys from Doctor Strange just come in and suck them into either a parallel dimension or cut their heads off using the portal trick.
It's one of the rules of story writing. Sometimes just because something is the most practical solution doesn't mean it's always going to be the most exciting solution story.
I mean, hell, I don't think that idea would work anyway. Because I mean, there's a lot of them. I mean, what if you lost concentration or something?
What Jova said. All the logical consistency in the universe will not be of any help to you if the story is boring.
God damn, that's true.
All right. But then you have some people arguing, well, why make that a choice in the story in the first place? And
So yeah, good news, guys. Even though everyone on the planet is apparently infected with this emotion at this rate, we have a means to cure it. Bad news, everyone's infected, which means if this doesn't work...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm of Cole on this one. Come on, Baird, show some... Let's try to take a leap of faith. It's our best shot.
That job, it's basically the climax of Blade Trinity when you get down to it.
Hold on.
I guessed right. You're not gonna die, Baird. Nobody else is gonna die. Has your dad tested this bomb thing, Marcus? Can we kill this goddamn noise?
There.
It's granted.
Got it.
Yeah, faith. Very, very good, Baird. Faith.
But what if that voice was trying to tell you something important?
The day a voice like that is trying to tell us something important is the day we die.
I mean, what if it was going to tell you how to defeat the enemy?
Like I said, the best thing that you can tell is that Satan is in or not.
Like I literally said to him, literally, the day that voice is trying to be helpful is the day we die.
So what was it going to tell you? You are all dead. Have a nice day.
I rest my case.
So check it out. Prescott built a gigantic freaking hotel paradise type of thing in this island. You're probably wondering why.
Sure would have been nice.
That looks like a palace you'd have in Persona 5.
It would have been nice if he shared that with other people.
Hold on, Jova. We'll get back to that.
Like if Yusuke had a palace, it's a giant work of art, and he is the guy who painted it, and everyone is worshipping him as a...
Oh yeah, that actually brings up a good point.
Sorry to you.
say it later. Go on, Pedro.
That actually brings up a good point. The one other connection that Gear Tactics has to the main series is Prescott, because Prescott is the one who orders Gabe Diaz to go on his mission. And guess what? He later betrays Gabe Diaz because basically he discovers some shit he should not know. Basically.
Oh boy.
Anyway, you were saying to you?
Well, that's kind of what happens with the second palace, Madarame.
Yeah, I know. I meant like, if you get out of the palace, that's just a hypothetical example. But instead of a museum, it'd be this giant thing.
There we go.
Considering that Prescott is a politician, it fits a bit more with, God, I forgot his name.
Shingo?
Yeah.
Another fucking armored Cantus.
How many of these are there? The cutscene with the Queen, she showed only 3 of them.
Well, Teo, be thankful that Gabe managed to kill Ukon in Gear Tactics, because if not, there would be a lot more even.
Okay, now I'm imagining a weird crossover between Persona 5 and Gears of War.
Would not be the weirdest crossover I have seen.
I mean, they have guns there too, so.
You probably have seen it now. They are a bit more effective in Persona, but historically, guns are like sort of a joke kind of weapon in the Megaten franchise. You better just be relying on physical attacks, magic, or your allies.
Oh, and swords.
Well, physical attacks, that's what I mean, Jova. In Persona 5, they use, the hand-to-hand combat in a kind of sense. But depends on the game. So in order to simplify things, it's normally just labeled as physical attack, considering how many different types there are.
Where did I check? Well, I'm trying to figure out what. Oh, there you go. Here it is. I left the Lancer here for a bit because I thought I was going to need a torque bow. Turns out I didn't, so I came back to get my Lancer.
Okay.
This is not like in Deadly Premonition where I can keep multiple weapons, so.
Two or 3 weapons that you can hold at the same time?
No, in Deadly Premonition, I can wear. Oh, you mean in this one? The usual 4.
Okay.
You can wear a normal weapon. Actually, 2 normal weapons, a grenade, and a handgun, basically.
Still a better setup than Halo. Halo usually, if I recall correctly, allow you to keep only 2 weapons and grenades, I think.
Hey guys, plenty of emotion for everyone.
Oh yeah.
I thought you said emotion.
No emotion.
And I was like, oh god, David Cage is behind us this whole time.
But don't you see, it's exactly this kind of violent, disposable, and completely devoid of complexity games that I want to fight against with my emotional storytelling.
You were doing that in Detroit.
Yeah.
Hell, forget Detroit. Every single one of these games is full of violence. It goes to show how much of an hypocrite.
Well, Detroit's the one that comes most to mind.
Shit.
He's got a point. I mean, Detroit, like many bits in the entertainment media, takes advantage of the fact that the characters are robots to have ultra-violence against said robots.
Yeah, ultra-violence. Too bad Kubrick and Malcolm McDowell are not involved, because that might be cool, but no. That's that's ultra-violence that I can. Well, does the Doom games actually use the term ultra-violence?
For hard difficulty.
Oh, okay.
Pedro,
but to be fair, Clockwork Orange came first, so yeah.
Pedro, you just made me imagine David Cage doing a video game adaptation of Clockwork Orange.
No, thank you.
Oh,
no.
I don't even. Yeah, you have to keep holding Hex to match someone with a giant penis statue.
That would probably be how it would work.
So there you go. It's okay. Adam is just assuring Baird, and by extension us, that he's tested it. So apparently, the bomb will not harm humans who have emulsion in their bodies.
It's fine, guys.
That begs the question, though. He claims he tested it. How did he test it, though?
And on who?
Also, Jova. If Kubrick's a little bit iffy with dialogue at times, David Cage, no.
Where's Kubrick dodgy with dialogue exactly?
I mean, it's not bad. It's just at times it's just a bit it's just a bit off. It's like when Nolan wrote dialogue.
I don't mind.
I think I see what Bruce means. Kubrick can be very peculiar with dialogue here and there.
Well,
usually that's
Can you point installation, I guess.
Can you point out a specific? Can you point out a specific example, Dwibs?
I mean, I like Eyes Wide Shut, but there's some dialogue there that's a bit iffy. Although it's been a while since I've seen it. In fact, it's been a while since I've seen the Kubrick films in general.
Well, whatever. See you for the next part, everybody.
So
yeah.